الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Hello, everybody. I'm a little later than I normally am. I'm normally here around 2 o'clock. Hello, Shalmay. I'm going to get it right one day. I promise you. Hello, Squirrel Girl. Like I said, I normally come on at 2 o'clock, but I was kind of busy with some stuff, and it's raining here, so forgive me. I came on. Wait, I just saw something in the corner of my thing and I'm a little confused.
Hold on.
It says I've been live for 2 hours and 14 minutes.
Hold, please. No, that's 2 minutes.
Oh, I'm so silly.
It does look like 2 hours, but no, it's 2 minutes.
I'm silly today. So, silly like in Lost Minded, not like haha funny. Anyway, I'm just appalled at people today on the internet, on YouTube. I was happy to see that a lot of people have turned a little bit into their own channel and have stayed within their fences and hasn't been too, going at each other, at least yesterday and kind of today. But then, of course, somebody has to do something silly. No, not silly, just downright nasty. And so, before I get into, what the nasty part is, let's, just talk about something else until a few more people get in here, because it's just too much. It's too much and too far. I've been trying to think of what I want to do my content overall, and past few days you guys been talking about that. Hey, Miss Portland. And I've been working on what I want some of the content to be. So I know how much hate is out here, but I don't see enough places to go to with kindness and stuff like that. So I am going to be starting a new series on my channel for all those places. Just going to replace my name, same logo, same everything. And I'm going to go into the intro of the Quran and then go into different chapters of the Quran on an English type level, so everybody can understand it. I hope everybody likes it. It's going to be very educational, and then we're just going to have some discussions if people have questions. So I really don't think that's going to be a bad thing. I was nervous about doing it. Unpopular opinion. How you doing? She's in the house. Um, I was worried about doing it because I thought it was going to go over bad. Sometimes you know talking about anything Muslim or anything religious, just people take it wrong. But I also think people are very uneducated about it. And I think my way of putting the information out there would be interesting and also more of common sense way of putting it out there that it could be understood but um not overpowering type. I guess that's the way to do it, or the way I'm talking about doing it. Um, I'm still kind of wanting to wait for a lot more people in here because I have something I want to talk about, and I want more people in here because I've seen something really nasty going on right now, and I can't even believe it's going across the YouTube today. It's disgusting. And I'm pretty sure y'all know who we're talking about. Sorry, I had to get a drink. But I don't think you know what I'm going to say. I know you don't know what I'm going to say. But that's okay. That's why we're here to talk about it. I hope everyone has better weather than I have. That's for sure. I think I got storms for days, but I don't worry about storms. What does say, Squirrel Girl? Storms are God's raining down on us to see. When I walk out in the storms or the rain, uh, I don't put on a hat or anything to shield me from it because I want
Water.
that's all the water, God's water. So I want all that to hit me. As much stuff as I'm not sure, laugh out loud, always disgusting stuff. What am I disgusting about? What do you mean? Unpopular opinion? There always is disgusting stuff going on in the weather or on YouTube. Miss Portland says it's cold and rainy here, but was beautiful. And right, I just want stuff, nice for 2 days at least, if it's going to do it. I don't like when it's nice for 2 days. Well, I'm not going to say I don't like it because, you know, I don't control the weather, and God does what He wants to with the weather, and He has a purpose for it. But I don't like when man messes with God's thing, like with all those chemtrails people talk about that they're putting in the making their own clouds and stuff. I don't like that stuff at all. That is messing with God's work. And chemtrails, oh, that's a very touchy subject for me, so let me change it. You said um disgusting stuff. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about some disgusting stuff. And my title might give it away. You did? Miss Portland says she woke up to 4 phone calls this morning regarding more rumors about me, so I had to squash them. Oh, I don't like to wake up to a phone call that's like, I mean, I'm more to I won't throw my phone, but I don't like my phone either. I have an Apple phone, an iPhone, and when I say I don't like it, it's not the iPhone, it's just a phone. I prefer a flip phone. Call me, don't text me, don't. I, I just, I just would rather talk to somebody and then get off the phone. I don't like when somebody just texts me, text me. It takes them 45 minutes to text me something that if they called me, I wouldn't know what it is already in 5 minutes. I mean, or 2 minutes. It just annoys me. But I do like it for the fact of appointments with my doctor and things like that. So, wanted to get the rumor squashed before it became out of control. So did speak out this morning regarding these rumors. I'm going to make your day then, Miss Portland. I haven't heard any rumors yet. That makes me feel better. It makes me feel good too, because if I don't hear any rumors, that means nobody's facing this way. Because I really want Nasir's place to be a space that people can go to and get relief knowing that it's not a place where you're just walking into maybe a little less of talking about you, not an empty space talking about you. There's not going to be any of that. It was regarding me and another creator. Jeez, Miss Big Mouth? You gotta, like pick your feet up, or, let me see, hold on to the wall, pick one of your legs up like you're stretching your leg, and tap it on the wall, get the dirt off, tap it on the other wall with your other foot, and click that dirt off your feet. And see, when I hear things like this, it just makes me even more see, my diabetes thing's going off. Don't panic.
Yeah.
Don't panic.
Yeah, I gotta check your sugar.
I like when I walk past people and that thing goes off, they're like, it's like they think I'm gonna like blow up or something. Jeez, that's too funny. But yeah. No, I was making a joke. Don't panic. My diabetes monitor was beeping. I was talking about you, Miss Portland. Well, if something bothers you, say it. Don't keep it inside. That's the clue right there. That's the clue. We shouldn't keep things inside. We either talk to God, or we talk to, or like you, Miss Portland, talk to your husband. There's some stuff I think, people don't need to put on the internet. If the big, world takeover thing came, you don't think they're going to knock out the internet? Oh, but they are. And when they do, who you going to talk to then? You really don't think they're going to want you to be talking to other people through the internet, do you? No, that's part of their plot. I'm just glad God has a bigger plan. I mean, there's so much that goes on in here that it's unbelievable. I don't know what these people are going to do whenever they whenever if the internet goes down, if it comes to the point of, where they're talking about new world order, and that's a real thing. I mean, I don't want you to think it's not a real thing. It's a real thing, but how it comes about or when it comes about, I don't know. Don't really think about it. I care more about God than the New World Order. Miss Portland says, Miss Portland, why do you have on there, Miss Portland, the so called werewolf? I need to know that. This is why I needed to squash the rumors when I hear what's being said. But yeah, but you also need to learn to ignore them if you can. Like if you hear the rumors, go talk to your husband instead of addressing it. Because sometimes when you address rumors, it makes those rumors come alive and makes people think they're true. And if you don't address them and you just give them to your husband or talk to God about it, then people tend to not then people tend not to believe it because you're not talking about it. So it's better to just
You can always get it out here.
huh?
She can always get all her feelings out here.
Yeah, she can always get her feelings out here. You that you think I gotta pin this up here because just to shut NC up, that's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. She has even if people don't want to hear it, Miss Portland, you know she has the right to be here just like anybody else. She's been kicked off 7 to 8 times and ban evaded. Her style is not like, everybody else's. She's talked about me too. That's why I wasn't over, you know, in her area anymore. So, I mean, but I guess I'm gonna start. I was waiting till some more people got in here, but Acorn's got plenty of acorns and trainings to get the haters away from this channel, so don't worry about the trolls. Well, I'm gonna leave the acorn throwing into Squirrel Girl, because what I want to talk about, I waited and waited and held on to it for at least 17 minutes. That's pretty good for me because I like to address issues right out the gate. Um, my video tag is Natasha WTFusion. And so now I'm going to talk about that. So you might get ready there, Miss Portland. We're not going to talk super nasty or anything like that. So just, I know you're upset with Natasha, but there's a lot of things that upset me this morning and I can't keep it in. So that's why it says Natasha WTFusion. Natasha announced this morning that she's going to be a grandma. And her new grandma name she hopes to teach the baby is Sassy. That's what she wants her grandbaby to call her. Grandma Sassy. I thought it was kind of cute name. And that's good news for her. It's really good news overall in the whole scheme of things. Okay. That's a proud moment. I don't know if that's her first grandbaby. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is. And she was discussing how hard it was for her daughter. I'm not going to go into that because it's not my place to tell. That's Natasha's. But what I am going to talk about is how nasty after her announcement, and she did a really short announcement this morning. They almost couldn't keep it contained. Her and Hannah, they were having a hard time holding on to it, which I think that was so just great. They wanted to tell their closest, subs, or, which is usually around 200. That's usually normal on her subs. So those are the ones pretty close to her and her mod. So she wanted, to announce the news, and she did. That her daughter Kaylee's pregnant, and they're gonna have their first baby, and how long it took them. Well, that's great, and I really mean that. I'm very sincere that I wish them the best for this pregnancy. But what I don't like, what I heard after that, and trying to think of the people that were saying this. Squirrel Girl, can you get up on panel and give me some help? Because I don't know the people's names.
I'll write the names in chat.
Oh, she's going to write the names for me in chat.
Panel won't let me get up there.
Okay, gotcha. She's going to write them in chat for me. Melissa Jade is one of them. Well, until she gets the names to me, let me just say this. Nobody should be making fun of Natasha and her first grandbaby. That is foul to another level. And I'm sorry if nobody wants to hear me take up for Natasha on this particular subject, but if you don't want to hear it, the door is where you came in at. You can leave if you want to. But this is the one time, again, I play fair. I keep on the yellow line. And if somebody goes too far on something, well, this is too far. Allegedly, with Brittany and Melissa Jade, started saying that Natasha made this announcement for her to make more money. They were saying all kinds of things that Natasha said she was having a grandbaby so that she could make more money, more PayPal pools. Gosh, that is awful to say. Considering this girl has had such a hard time getting pregnant. And that's just not the things that you do. I mean, God doesn't like, God blessed this girl who was going to have a hard time having a baby. And he blessed her with the ability to get pregnant and bring a wondrous child into this world. Miss Portland, you can agree with whoever you want to, but not in here. Because I'm telling you right now, I heard what Brittany and Melissa Jade said. I heard that, and I'm not okay with that. So you can believe them if you want to. You can agree with them, but not in here. You keep that personal opinion to yourself. This is a child, an unborn child of God. I'm going to tell you more, even if I tell anybody like I do in the world, children are innocent, and this is a baby. It's innocent. And there is no way you should be taking this news in any other way. Miss Portland, no matter what anybody says, you should be taking this child first, a birth, until something epic happens that proves different. Then you should not be on that side of the fence of this. You should only be on the side of God. If you're a Catholic, like you say, you should be on the side of God in this. That's exactly where you should be standing, not in YouTube creator world of I'm going to agree with this person who thinks she's pulling another money scheme. This is serious business here when you're talking about the birth of a child. This is no joke land. A child is a gift from God. And I am no way myself, no way, no how would I make fun of Natasha right now, say she's joking, making a money scheme out of this. No. If it was something else, maybe, not this. And if if it's not true, that's between her and God. Because, well, if anybody else did it, what if Brittany said this? What if Melissa Jade said it and it turned out not to be true? Then that would be between her and God as well. Because there's no coming back from right, but NC is going to use this baby. No. Miss Portland, I'm going to tell you right now, you really need to get in the mindset of your faith. I know what people are saying on YouTube, but you need to get in the right state of mind in your faith, because that's what this is about now. God's blessing. It's not about YouTube. It's not about what people think of Natasha. It's about a baby. And if it's not true, it's none of our places to say it's not true at this point at all. It's not at all. This is going to be very hard for that young lady, and it's a blessing in the world to them, and it has nothing to do with making money. I don't believe that Natasha would go that far. And Kaylee, I just don't believe that. And number two, Haley would not be all joyful and all that. Her other daughter that stays with her, Hannah would not. I didn't mean Haley. I'm sorry. I was looking at something and got confused. Please forgive me. Hannah would not be as joyful as she was. And I'm just saying right now, I am totally disappointed in people just dragging her, saying this is another moneymaker. That is really too far. Hi, Helen. Natasha's daughter is having her first baby. Natasha announced it this morning. And oh, I'm sorry. Her oldest daughter, Kaylee. I just said the daughter. I keep forgetting people are gonna. What do you mean, Miss Portland? Oh, okay. I know. I keep getting the names mixed up. So I'm gonna say it clear. Natasha's oldest daughter is pregnant, not Hannah. That's what confusing gets you. I didn't say it was Hannah anyway. I just keep getting
Okay.
Exactly, Helen. That's what I came on for. Some of the other creators, such as let me scroll back up here so I don't get their names messed up. Melissa Joe. My name today is not working. Melissa Jade and I swear I'm just gonna give up trying to find names and things. Melissa Jade said it, and just give me a second, please. Allegedly with Brittany, is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That clan over there thinks it's okay to make fun of Natasha over this. And say that it's a lie. I don't support NC, but grandchildren are a blessing. you know what? That's what I'm saying right there. You know, let's not talk about. That's what I'm trying to say, Helen. I mean, I'm not in any way going to bash what Natasha said about announcing it. She was so happy. Her and Hannah came on for like maybe 10, 15 minutes, maybe 30. Let's give it that. And only announced the news and then went and then got off. That was the only thing they announced, and then came back on later for her regular channel stuff. Ooh, Squirrel Girl, I don't really want to say that per se, that we don't support her, because I don't really know what people mean when they say that.
That means no matter what she says or does, we agree with it.
But no, because
That's
I'm
what
a
they
neutral.
that's what they typically mean.
Well, I'll say that, just like I've always said, I'm a neutral party. So if something good happens to her, I'm going to support that. And when bad stuff happens, I'm not going to support that. Does that make better sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But, you know, I have two grandkidly. How do you say that word? Grandkidlies. And another due in August. Well, that's what we were talking about, Helen. Is that Natasha's daughter, not Hannah, the other one, is having her first baby after trying for 2 years. They just found out that she's pregnant. They didn't announce it right away because, again, she has something medical that made it where getting pregnant was difficult. And what I came on about is there's like two creators, or probably more than that. I only heard two of them. I heard this with my own ears, um, bashing her and saying that she's just talking about her daughter getting pregnant and having her first grandchild as a moneymaker. That she's going to be doing all these PayPals and all this and all that. And I'm telling you right now, y'all need to stop talking like that. I don't care if that's what you think. If that's what you think, good. Put it in your trash can and hold it until it's a time that it needs to be used, if it ever does. But this is the one thing that I don't think she's lying about. Why? Because it's a child of God. That's why. I don't have to have any other reason. I believe in God. I believe that the daughter's been blessed with her first child to be, and I think that's a glorious thing. And I think we should be praying for her, because she has, I think what it was difficult for her to get pregnant, but I don't think it's any hard thing for her to carry it, is what I understood. But still, I have a problem with other creators going in there saying this is another scam for her to make money, because that's just insane. Do I think it's out of her box of plays? Well, I don't think it's out of her boxes of plays, but I don't think she's doing that. I just don't. And Miss Portland, you think it is, but I don't. And for that, I want you to. Are you still in here, Miss Portland? Come on, give me a talk now, Miss Portland. Here.
No, she probably left.
Okay, well, if she did leave, I'm sorry she left. I mean, the point of it is, if you're going to leave every time someone doesn't have the same view as you, then that's not a way to go about in this world, because we can't make everybody be like we want them to be. Someone that always agrees with you. I feel like Miss Portland, needs to go back to her faith in this particular instance of what I'm talking about. And instead of thinking this is just another scam with the baby, I want her to stop that. And I want her to I want Miss Portland to be more within her faith and thinking this is a gift from God. Um, Miss P is a well. We're not going to have all that. Daphne, how are you? And welcome. I'm not encouraging anything with her as far as is some things. I want to encourage her to turn when she doesn't agree with something, to turn toward her faith and seek God, and for her to pray more. And I'm going to do that for everybody, not just one person. Um, I think we should always seek guidance and whatever you need. We need to start with, if something upsets us or if we need direction, then we need to start with God. Well, that's true. That's true too, Helen. That's true too. She's had a difficult time as a parent, so maybe it's hard for her. Absolutely. And then, we need to be better people than the people I'm talking about. I mean, the other people that I was listening to this morning, they have, and like I said, y'all know I jump around um, from person to person and just to listen, not to engage. But the ones I heard just beating her down, it was so ruthless and so horrible, that I couldn't believe it, that they're just bashing her and saying she's doing this for money. I just don't believe that. Um, I'm not excusing her behavior. I'm saying that I want her to turn to God first before she starts going off again. I think that's a lot more of what needs to be practiced. Um, is that we turn to God and ask Him for guidance more than people have been doing or more than things do. And if you think we don't do that or do that too much or not enough in YouTube world, well, that's not true. And we know we need to do that because it's just all over the place. I mean, it's gotten really rough out here and beyond the ways it needs to. Natasha's first grandchild is a real world event, and we should not be bad mouthing her for releasing that news. We should not automatically go to, um, you're so evil that we know you're just doing this for money. I mean, she said it herself. She said people don't see her as a human being. And Hannah said it too in the background. This is a real life event. I'm not overly religious, but I truly feel we are in the beginning of the end of days, Revelation time. Don't be shy about saying that. We very well could be. There's no doubt in that. Probably, I'm saying that my new direction that I'm gonna go with my channel is gonna be um, um I can't think this morning. Not think. I can't say what I'm trying to say. So y'all just stick with me by speaking. Helen, I agree with what you're saying. I'm just not gonna say it on the screen. In case people are listening. But there's a new direction, that I'm gonna go, and I just told y'all about earlier. I want to bring a nice perspective with some religion back on here and still be able to address daily things that are going on here. And so I started with that kind of this morning with this subject right here because I saw only hate come out outside of Natasha's channel, not her supporters, but outside of her supporters, people immediately outside of her circle turned into bad mouthing her over the pregnancy. Not her pregnancy, please, people. And that bothered me a lot because despite what she has done to me, despite that, her daughter is going to have a beautiful baby. No matter what it is, boy, girl, makes no difference. We are the caregivers. I wish people could understand that better the way in my religion and sees things about children because it's very different than Christianity as they teach and other Buddha and all the other religions, and which is going to lead me to my series. And I hope everybody stays and watches and listens and learns and let's have discussions about it. No matter what my faith is and what I'm going to share about how we see the world, and it's not a streamline um an you know a Muslim thing that's all up in your face. It's a way to show you how I'm gonna be. Hold on, please.
Let me peek in here for a second. I do want to clarify what I wrote in the chat earlier about who was talking.
I just got attacked by a
yes,
squirrel.
you did. You did. You got attacked by a squirrel. I wrote in the chat that Melissa Jade was one of the people that were talking badly.
Yes.
Now, that is not correct.
Okay.
Because I told you I was listening to her. I listened to Melissa Jade's live. I listened to everybody just like you do, Nasir. And Melissa Jade is on right now, and Natasha is streaming the audio. And Melissa is even saying, this is a quote from her. I did not say anything bad about your daughter's pregnancy. Now, was something said in my chat? Yes, but I stopped it, and I cannot control what it happens in my chat, just like Natasha always says. You can't control what's in your chat, which sometimes you can't, as you see it's hard. So I want to clarify, Melissa Jade never said anything bad about the pregnancy thing. It was the chat, yes, but she did take care of it.
Okay.
So I just want to clarify.
Yeah, I like to be clear on things. I don't try to further anything because I'm scared of God. I'm not scared of him. That's just the way, we say things. But anyway, but now that we got that clear, that's good. Okay. But someone has upset Natasha by saying the subject of she just is saying her daughter's pregnant so she can get money. There's probably a lot of people who think that out there, but it's not me. And I'm sorry, that Miss Portland is on that fence, and she left. I wish she hadn't left and just stayed here and talked it out, because I like Miss Portland a whole lot. I just don't agree with this one particular thing, and that's okay if we don't agree. You don't have to agree with everybody, but you have to come to a certain point of, I don't know what you called it here. It's like, you get to a point that you agree to disagree. And yes, it's not our business. Um, but she made it our business when she made her announcement. And so, this is something we should be happy for. This is a blessing from God. Think about that. The daughter's been trying for 2 years because she has something medical that made it kind of almost impossible. Yes, that was squirrel. Um, so, and I'll go a little bit further. I believe, myself, I believe that maybe her Aunt Debbie may have made an appearance, because it hasn't been that long ago. Not that long ago. And God works in his own way. He doesn't work in the way of man, and he doesn't work the way we think he does. Because a Muslim, I take good things and bad things. Bad things, when I say bad things, I mean like people get a flat tire. Have you ever seen somebody with a flat tire that they just get pissed off and they're just ranting and raving because maybe that made them late for wherever they were headed to. They just get so wild, and they're cussing and screaming and beating it, and they just can't get it done. They're just freaking out. It's a flat tire. It's a flat tire. Anything that happens to me, good or what's considered good or bad, I never change. Because God is going to give us good things and bad things. They're tests. A simple thing like, well, I seen my friend one time. He couldn't open a jar of pickles. It was too funny. And his wife was like telling him he was going to break the jar if he kept banging it on the counter like people do. And he didn't break it, but he couldn't get it open. He's a big guy too, man. He had the muscles just trying and trying. He couldn't get it done. I mean, you would have thought he could. Seriously. It's a simple thing like a pickle jar. And everybody kept trying to tell him to put the little butter knife under it and pop it, right? And he was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm strong enough to open this jar. And he kept going and kept going and kept going. And I thought he was going to twist the glass in half is what I kept. He's a big guy. He's strong. And then, and I asked him if he wanted some help. And he said, how you gonna help me? You little less stronger than me. I said, oh, just a little less. He said, a whole lot less. And I said, yeah, you're right on that, but I bet you I'll help you open it. And he says, show me, guys are like that, guys are like that. We always have to da 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 da. We're gonna like show each other who's bigger and who's stronger and whatever. But me and him, we don't have that kind of relationship, and he already knows. Can you bring him to me?
Yeah, hold on. I gotta open the box.
Yeah, he already knows that I'm gonna do something that's gonna blow his mind. Um, so I walked over there and I said, if you do this, it'll come open. And he said, what? What do you mean? So I told him to tip it upside down, right? And then turn it back over and twist it. And he was cussing at me, which he knows how I feel about that. But I was just calm. I was like, if you just turn it upside down and turn it back and twist it, you'll be okay. Just about the same sound I said it in right now, right? And so he does it, and he turns it back around, and it opened, and that lid of that pickle juice, of that pickle jar, he hit me right in the back of my skull with that. And I was like, what do you do that for? I helped you get it off. And he's like, you make no sense to me. And he just was flabbergasted at his big muscles, you know, couldn't get it open and couldn't get a budge out of it. And Daphne, I like that you have strong views, and hate is a different thing. And I don't hate anyone either. I don't hate anyone. I don't. Is this the right size? Hold on 1 second. I gotta.
No, that's too big.
I got a headset.
A new headset, but
A headset, but I don't think it's the right size.
No,
No,
it's
go
not.
look in the
Put that-
box.
All right, put that back in there.
Hold on, I'm messing with my headset. Okay, here I am, headset again. You gotta just. Oh, except the dentist who pulled out my wisdom tooth and it made me sore. Did it make you more smarter or less smarter? I never understood why they called them wisdom teeth. Um, I had all my wisdom teeth. I don't know if they're all called that on the top and the bottom. Those are all wisdom teeth. Or is it just the bottom ones? But I had mine pulled and I felt like they were pulling off my toenails. I mean, they yank and yank and yank and yank, and it's like, is it in there with super glue or what? So that's like the really big thing. I'm Natasha has done some bad things.
It's correct. This was an adapter that was on it, so I had to take it off, and it made
Okay,
it
but hold on a second. I got to change my headset. 1 second, please. You can still hear me, but I won't be able to hear you. And that's okay because I can't get any of y'all to talk to me. Oh wow.
Oh goodness.
This
Okay,
headset
this is just gonna be left over here because I'm touching stuff.
We're having technical.
This is why Squirrel stays on her side of the table.
Yeah, this is why Squirrel stays on her side of the table. She almost took us somewhere with my headset. I'm just gonna sit it right there on the floor.
Okay, going back over here.
Not funny.
What happened?
Can y'all hear me still? Somebody say something. Hello. These are very cushioning. Anybody want to come up and hang out with me? Throw that throw the link down there for me.
Oh, yeah. Hang on. Oh, I don't need that.
Oh,
I just need the mouse. Copy the clipboard. Do-do-do-do-do.
Squirrel don't like to come up here.
No, I don't. I can go. I can talk in the chat, and I can talk like this, and I can even talk on my own channel, but not on panel.
What do you think about this thing with Natasha?
You mean about her announcement today?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was cool.
No, but what about I'm making her stand right here, so that's why you don't see two logos up, but it's okay. What do you think about all those people?
Oh, all the what I call haters.
There's hate, and then there's whatever that was.
Oh, I don't think it's right at all for people to be saying what they're saying, but that's also why I clarified who I mentioned, because I was like, I watched that live and I didn't see anything like that. So I had to clarify that because I don't want to be putting misinformation out, into the world. Now, as far as the other people that are saying more horrible things than that, no, I don't agree with it. I mean, I might not like Natasha, and I don't, but this is one of those situations where it's a kid involved. I mean, you might not like her, but that doesn't mean say bad things about the daughter or the soon to be grandchild.
Exactly. I mean, she says some really terrible stuff. Okay, Helen, I'm gonna hold you to that. Um, she is she still on even?
She's still on. I don't know what she's saying because I'm up here.
But that's okay.
But
But I didn't want you to have to hook up with your thing because usually when your logo's on there, me and you have a hard time hearing each other.
yeah, I think it's my phone.
It's okay though. I
I
just
don't know.
let you share my mic.
Yeah, it's easier to just share your mic. I mean, people get my voice and then they get my logo. If they want my logo, I'm in chat. So
Well, they'll think I'm, doing two voices at once.
the Helen says the only reaction should be congratulations.
Exactly.
And that is true. I mean, like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't like Natasha. I'm one of them. But I would never say anything bad about her daughter or her soon to be grandchild. I mean, those are kids.
Why would you take that risk when this is a gift from God?
Exactly.
I mean, you're messing around with God at this point, and you think Natasha holds a candle to messing with God? All she can do is cuss you out on YouTube.
True.
I mean, you go to messing with God, and there's a whole lot of stuff could happen to you. And
I'm not taking that chance. I know that much.
I'm not taking.
I ain't that bold.
I'm
I am not that bold.
It's impossible for me to take that kind of chance. I don't know how, and I ain't gonna learn it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm not one of those that will take that chance. That's not.
Well,
no.
it's just not my way.
And it's just not right anyway.
Yeah, if there's ever anything just pure wrong, you're right, Daphne. There are some things you don't do. There's a little kid on the yard, and some little kids just know, don't mess with the big guy on the yard.
I've never understood though, like the other creators, like talking about someone's kid, and then they go, oh, don't talk about kids shouldn't be involved, and then starts talking about, it goes back and forth, like kids shouldn't be involved, but here, let me talk about your kid, and then you get mad when you talk about my kid, and it's like tit for tat.
Children shouldn't be involved.
That is true, Helen. That baby could soften Natasha's heart.
I thought we saw that this morning when she announced it.
Oh, hang on. I gotta put links in chat. I'm not doing my job.
Okay.
I'll still be right here. I got my phone. I can multitask.
That's true. She was the most happy I've ever seen her when she made the announcement, and very soft-hearted during that same time, and then she wasn't exactly as hard as she normally is when she tried to come back on and address all the hate stuff. So Um, but then it just broke her heart because people were saying that she was making it up for to make money. So then she got a little pissy, and then a little pissy, not mad like she normally does and cussing out people. So you seen a change in her. And Daphne says that's why I'm so mad at Miss P today, using a picture of someone's kid. Not right. I didn't see anything like that, so
I haven't
I'm
seen
not gonna
anything.
I'm not gonna respond on that on my own opinion because I didn't see that. Her with the baby of someone else's kid, so I haven't seen her either, Helen, so I'm not gonna comment on what she's done. But I'm just gonna leave that be. I'm not gonna say anything bad about her or anything like that. See, just like, if I say something bad about Miss P and I didn't see anything, then that means my father's going to be on me for that too. That's just how obsessed I am with my father in heaven. Um, it's just that serious. Uh, I mean, I believe, that you guys see a lot that I don't. Um, but at some point, I can't do it. I just spend more time in my energy with my father. I just became upset to get on this afternoon because I heard how horrible things were being said and how these people that were saying these things were destroying her joy and happiness over her first grandbaby. And I know that that's a blessing from God. If it's a bad thing and it's all a big whatever, then I just don't believe it at this point. And I'll be praying for that girl, her daughter, to have a are you sleeping on me, Helen? What's with disease? um who has a son?
I think they're talking about Miss P.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Well, Squirrel told me. You're talking about Miss yeah. I think Squirrel told me who you're talking about. Um it's okay. I just thought ooh. Um I'm just gonna say congratulations to Natasha. I wish the daughter a healthy and uh a healthy birth, and I'm going to be praying for the daughter. And let's not forget about the son-in-law who's going to be a new daddy. People forget about the daddies all the time. Um I think the best thing for people to do is just pray. This this is where people come to, I don't know, escape the outside world, but some of this stuff is becoming that the outside world is safer than in here. It's really weird, but not so much. So y'all, be sure when you see my it's the same looking logo, but in the middle I have a lost place, a place for everyone, in in place of my name. It's the same logo, but it says Allah's place on it. Yes, Helen, dads are pretty important in making babies, just a little bit, right? Um, and it's gonna be something I try to cover. I'm gonna start using some videos, like little 3 and 4 minute videos on here, um, like a little precursor to talking about stuff, a little video about what we're going to talk about and stuff like that. So I'm trying a little different things. But I think I am going to do that with Allah's Place. I'm going to do a series on the Quran, and I'm making it plain English. I'm not going to make it difficult for anyone to understand. And if anybody has questions about it, you after it'll be late at night or at nighttime when I make those and post them up. That way, if anybody watches them and has questions the next day, that'll be great. If anybody needs prayers, just let me know in chat. I'll be sure that Squirrel will be sure to let me know that I have some extra prayers I have to do. I have a list of all of y'all that I write down for just giving, some things here and there. So it's really important for me to just give some place to go that's some peace without all this crazy stuff. I mean, that's why I made Nasir's place, to have a place to go to learn something else, something other than fist fighting and cussing. I'm 100% Christian, but interesting in learn. Oh, this is for everybody's faith here. Uh, I'm 100% Christian, but interested in learning about other faiths. Well, that's good, Helen, because you can come up here and say what you want to tell us about your faith anytime. See, that's what people don't understand, Helen, is that even though I'm a Muslim, and what I'm going to be teaching about in my videos is about my faith, but that's because I think people teach too high a level. Uh, than my faith. I'm going to make it, what I'm going to be teaching about it is just plain English. And I think other people go too far and make it too technical, and that's not it. Um, just like I said, I used to go to the Catholic Church, Roman Catholic Church, in fact, until I became a Muslim, and that was when I was in war in the Middle East, and it was a pretty profound effect on me and how it happened that I accepted Islam, and it was in the middle of a war fighting Muslims. So imagine that. But I do wish for the same thing. Daphne just wishes people would leave people and other kids' stuff out of all this nonsense. Yes, children have no place in this, and they should never be used as a weapon. That's so wrong. You don't have to use children as a weapon. What's wrong with you? They're innocent, truly innocent. And so I've been thinking for days about how I was going to do it, but I think I have a way that I'm going to do it. I hope I don't lose a lot of people. I hope I don't lose my regulars in trying this. Um, Wahhabi? Yeah, I agree, Helen. Um, I can. I'm gonna make it as interesting as I can for everybody. Um, and hopefully it'll provide us uh, uh, a road to take to bring up a discussion. I don't think it's gonna be like you think it's gonna be. Shalom. So Well, we have it. Yeah. Squirrel Guard says, I find it interesting that you and I have two total different channels, one faith and one video games, but come together here for a nice place for everyone. Hey, I tried to include everybody. Peace. I never knew that. My son is a revert, 15 years. You never knew I was a Muslim? Is that what you mean, Daphne? Um, so I'm just gonna try to make it interesting and not like anybody thinks it is. Uh, I don't know what she means.
You know how I told you the recommended channels?
Yeah.
I guess you came up on her recommended.
Oh, I think she said. I think she means I know why you came up in my
Yeah,
feed.
that's what she meant.
Okay, I was like, now I know why you cake up my feed. What? I thought I was baking something in Daphne's feed, but it'll it'll be. I hope I'm not repeating myself too much. It's going to be a simple thing. It's not going to be hardcore, nothing. It's going to be something that leads us to talk about other things. For example, I was looking at a video this morning from Manif Manif. Yes, that's how you say his name, and it was about dealing with watching out for homeless people. And so that's the kind of little things. The video I was watching was 3 minutes long. And then so my plan is gonna have a little 3 minute video like that, and then have a discussion about, what all of our thoughts are on that type of subject. So I want every faith in here. Um Feller. My name is on the screen, Daphne. Nasir. That's my name. Uh uh so it's gonna be like I said, 3 minutes long, then we'll have a discussion about it, and so every faith can be in here. Inshallah, truth will be revealed. Yes, I really do. And I think by having discussions like this, one, God will come upon us and give us great strength as individuals. Um, and you'll hear me, you know, say sometimes I'll say Allah and sometimes I'll say God because I'm very familiar with the fact that everybody in here is a different faith, even though I've told many times that Allah is just an Arabic word for God. So it's not a secret. I know that people who dislike, Muslims, they tend to make them seem like when we say Allah, it's a dangerous word. No, it's not. It's God. And anytime I use an Arabic term, like when I say astaghfirullah, that is forgiveness, that I'm seeking forgiveness, or if I make a mistake on something. So you will hear me use an Arabic, term, and I will explain what the word is. Um, and Squirrel, you're right. Hold on. You be whatever makes you a better person and closer to God. That's exactly right. Helen, I don't expect you to change. I don't. My goal is not to change anyone's faith. I don't expect anyone to change faith. That is not in any way whatsoever my goal. My goal is for us to talk as many faiths we have in here, many different faiths, is to learn about, different ways that we can do things. That's right. Yahweh, Jehovah, Father, all God. That's right. After Ramadan, the word was food. Now, see, Daphne, you got jokes. It was. Actually, we do it really much slower. You would think we'd run out and be, but no, but we really kind of ease into that. I will be very miserable. Um, but it's to see different views in different ways that, different ways people see things, I guess. But no, that Helen, you're absolutely correct. I don't want anybody to change their faith. I'm not trying to get anybody to change their faith. I want people to be who they are. And if you find that I say something that would make something better in your life, then fine. You might see that Helen says something that you might want to try in your life. And if it makes your life better, then that's great. Because this is a place for peace. That's exactly what it is. And I want to talk it out with you guys. I don't want to just, say this is what you should do. And uh, if you don't do this, something's not gonna, no way. Just like I said, I was born an orphan, but I'm very close to my father. And not because I'm a Muslim. That's the weirdest part. I became a Muslim and got closer to my father, but I've always been, even when I was young and I was in the Roman Catholic Church, God was my father, Mary was my mother, and Jesus was my brother. That's how I thought of it because I was an orphan. And that's what I wanted as I kept saying, I don't have anybody to follow or teach me nothing. And then one day when I came out of church, I stood right before the doors, and I looked up and said, this is a decision I'm making, that God is my father, Mary was my mother, and Jesus is my brother. And I walked away that day, and that's the way it always was. Every day of my life from that 10 years old all the way until I was, I don't know, 17, 18, um, being in the Middle East, and then something changed. And so I sought out an imam in my military camp because I had questions, a lot of questions about an incident that happened to me in the desert. And so when that incident happened to me in the desert, um, um, I went to the imam in the army, camp that we had, and I asked a lot of questions. He gave me my Quran to read, and I went to my hut, and I just kept reading it. And every time read a little page or two and went to asking questions, he just grabbed me by my shoulders and turned me around and walked me out the tent again. And I was like, wait, you didn't even let me ask a question, much less answer one. And I didn't get it at first. Um, I was very much Catholic, Roman Catholic, very involved. I went in the army at 17 years old, and the first time I went to the desert is the first time. Well, actually, it was within the first year I was in the desert that George Bush sent us. So Well, make sure you come back, Daphne. Uh, don't go get some ice for your gums there. That'll help it a lot. And so I went and I kept reading and I kept reading and um, then I finally finished the book because every time I had a chance to sit down in between a mission or stuff, basically anytime I got to sit down, which was very rare. I tried at first just reading it when I was in camp, and then I realized I'm never in camp. I'm always out here. And then a guy had told me he was a Muslim guy that went out into missions with us, and he said, I seen him reading his Quran, and I thought you couldn't read it unless you had to wash your hands first. And he said you can, and he taught me how to use the dirt that I could vicariously wash my hands through dirt, and God accepts that. And so then I started reading it all the time. And then I finally finished it, and I went to the mom who gave it to me, and this time he didn't turn me around by my shoulders, and he let me ask him any question I wanted to. But I knew instantaneously when I walked in the tent that day to see the imam. I was looking at his face. He just thought it was there again to be pushed out back again, I guess. But he didn't touch my shoulders this time or turn me around. It was like he knew that I had finished it. Because he said, "Long time no see," and I was like, "Yes." Um, and between the guy that traveled with us and the guy and the imam in the tent. So when I walked up to him, he said, "Long time no see." I said, "Yes." And then I said, "Assalamu alaikum." And he answered me and he said, "How did you learn how to say that?" And I told him that's a greeting. And so I told him that one our companion that travels with us taught me that. And I had butchered it the first time, but I got it close enough that he said, and he taught me how to say it right afterwards. So any Arabic I know I learned on my own. Um, and then he talked to me a little bit about the things I read that I didn't understand. Um, and then I asked him if I could say the Shahada. And he asked me, "Am I sure?" And I was sure because he didn't know what I saw out there in that long time that I was out in the woods. Well, it's not woods, it's a desert. By the time I made it back to him, I saw a lot of things and I saw a lot of miracles from God. Uh, I had a lot of things happen to me during that time that I was gone from the imam that I know um, that it had to be God. I was in too many things that no man could save me from. Yes, if you cannot use water, it can be sand to wash. It could be dirt. It could be dirt, sand, earth. That's a better way to put it. You can use the earth. Um, so I saw enough that I didn't even consider not doing it. I was more afraid something would happen to me before I got to say my shahada. And in reality is one night in the desert I actually took my shahada in the desert. I wasn't the guy that was with us. Um, like he was an interpreter. Um, I took my shahada in the desert at night with him. He was already a Muslim, so I did it with him, because I thought I had to go to the imam to say it officially. You know how we think in America. If you're gonna get blessed, baptized, you got to go to the priest, and it's not official if this, that, and la la la. So I thought in my mind it was like that, but I did it with him at night, and then he just hugged me afterwards and said, now welcome to the faith. Now you're a Muslim. And I was like, what? Like, I didn't take my full shower and stuff. Like, I knew that uh you're supposed to do and all that. So that the time we came back and I went into the tent and I saw that a mom, uh when I told him, I said I wanted to do my shahada because I hadn't done it officially. He was like, "What do you mean you didn't do it officially?" I said, "Well, I haven't done it officially with you as an imam. I did it with my interpreter in the desert in the night." He didn't ask me what date that was. Uh, he just said, "Okay, you did it one night in the thing." Yes, and he says, "Well then, Alhamdulillah, right?" Um, so he said, "Well then, you know, you're blessed and congratulations, and Alhamdulillah, Allah Akbar," right? And gave me a hug and hugged me tight, um and I felt so peaceful. From the time I took my Shahada in the desert, I felt so peaceful. My whole mind changed in how I saw people, um, and just everything. Um, it's just a different feeling, and I accept all faiths. Um, I walk by all faiths. Let them walk beside me. There isn't a problem with me accepting other faiths. There's usually a problem with other faiths accepting me. Unless they stand around me a few seconds and then they're like, "I've never seen a Muslim like you. Not one that acts like you or talks like you." And then they ask me like what place. Well, I think the difference is because most of what I learned, um, is from the Muslims in the Middle East. As far as, like, I call them desert dwellers. um, they're very peaceful, loving, the very core of being a Muslim. And that's just different. It's truly what Islam is to be at peace and to love everybody. And believe it or not, there are more Muslims that are this way. Just people won't, you know, learn about those parts of our faith that make us this way. And the parts that do make us this way, it's just um a different thing than everybody else. And yeah, we know about the terrorists, but if you ever notice, they don't wear head covering. So that might be something to pay attention to. I don't believe in what they believe. I don't think it's okay. And I'm never gonna think it's okay. Are they Muslims? Yes. A different type of Muslim, just like the Christian people, the ones who say they're a Christian and they blow up churches. I mean, really, what are you doing? Any Muslim can do the Shahada. Yes, they can. You don't even need anybody with you to say the Shahada. I mean, you can. God is your witness, and that's what I learned from the Imam when I went in the camp that night. He was like, you don't even have to say it to anybody. You can say it to God only, because that's the only person it matters to. You can go take a shower and stand in the shower. I take a bath, wash your hair, whatever, shower, and once you get all the soap off you, if you wanted to go that route, you could stand right there and say the Shahada, and that's it. That's it. Nobody has to be there with you. And that's the pretty interesting to me. So I want to end this for today by saying congratulations to Natasha. Hope she's gonna work real hard at kind of cleaning up her stuff and speed. She got a grandbaby coming now, Natasha, so you're gonna have to learn to talk a little less with the verbiage. Everybody have a blessed evening. Make sure you take a little time out to prayer for yourself or for others. Did anybody need any prayers this evening? Anything going on in your lives that you want some extra prayer on? Please let me know. And with that, good night, Daphne, and I hope to see you back in here again now. Good night, Helen, or good afternoon. So I'm gonna do my closing out song. Not song. My closing out. So you guys have a great night, and may God bless you.
ترجعونها إن كنتم صادقين فأما إن كان من المقربين فروح وريحان وجنة نعيم وأما إن كان من أصحاب اليمين فسلام لك من أصحاب اليمين وأما إن كان من المكذبين الضالين فنزل من حميم وتصلية جحيم إن هذا لهو حق اليقين فسبح باسم ربك العظيم الله أكبر